Across the world, there are whispers, strange, eerie voices cutting through the static of forgotten radio frequencies. Are they just remnants of past broadcasts or something more sinister? Some say they are echoes of the dead spirits reaching out from another realm. Welcome to the Haunting Echo, where we unravel the mystery behind the lost signals. Are we truly alone in this world, or are we being watched by unseen entities? Welcome to the Sci-Fi Vault, where we explore the unexplained, the mysterious, and the downright creepy. In this series, we're diving deep into the phenomenon of lost radio signals and the unsettling possibility that spirits may be trying to communicate with us through the static. This is the first part of our journey, and it's going to get spooky. Chapter 1: The Origins of Radio Mysteries. To understand the mystery of these ghostly signals, we need to travel back to the dawn of radio. In the early 20th century, radio technology was revolutionizing communication. But with this new form of technology came strange occurrences that people could not explain. Early radio operators reported hearing unexplained voices, conversations, and even bizarre sounds. These anomalies were often dismissed as technical glitches. But what if they were something else? Chapter 2: The Phantom Frequencies. Let's talk about phantom frequencies. These are radio frequencies that seem to have no known source. No official broadcast, no government signal. Just strange, often indecipherable sounds, and sometimes even voices. Over the years, countless people have reported picking up ghostly transmissions messages that seemingly come from nowhere. One such case occurred in the late 1970s. A family in New York claimed their home radio began picking up a strange, repeating broadcast late at night. No one else in the neighborhood could hear it, and when they tried to record the message, the tape was filled with static. But they swore that, through the crackle, they could hear a voice, almost as if someone was trying to communicate with them. Chapter 3: Theories and Speculation. Now, there are a few theories that attempt to explain this strange phenomenon. Some people believe that these radio signals are simply leftover broadcasts that somehow linger in the atmosphere, bouncing off the ionosphere or reflecting off satellites. In other words, they're just old signals that have found a way back into our radios. However, others suggest something far more chilling. Some paranormal investigators believe that these signals are not just echoes of the past, but rather messages from spirits or entities trying to reach the living. They argue that the electromagnetic energy in radio waves may serve as a medium for spirits to transmit messages, much like how electronic voice phenomena, or EVP, is believed to work in ghost investigations. Could it be that spirits, trapped between worlds, are using our technology to communicate with us? Is the static that we hear nothing more than noise, or is it the whispers of the dead? Chapter 4: Real-Life Encounters. In our research, we came across some real-life stories from people who claim to have experienced this eerie phenomenon firsthand. One listener described a chilling night when they heard what sounded like a woman crying through their shortwave radio, even though the dial was set to an empty frequency. Others have reported hearing faint, foreign voices reciting numbers or strange, disjointed phrases, sometimes in languages they couldn't even understand.
I was scanning through the AM channels late one night, and I stumbled upon a voice. But it didn't sound like anything I had ever heard before. It was distant, almost robotic, but it wasn't just noise, it felt intentional, like someone or something was trying to say something.
My grandmother used to swear she heard my late grandfather's voice through the radio after he passed. At first, we all thought she was just imagining things, but when I heard it too, I started to believe there might be something to it.
Do you believe the voices are real, or are they just tricks of the mind? Let us know in the comments below. And remember, sometimes the static speaks louder than we think. Chapter 5: Paranormal Theories Explained. Many paranormal experts believe that the unexplained voices picked up through radio static aren't just random signals but could be communications from beyond the grave. The theory suggests that spirits, trapped between dimensions, may be using radio frequencies to reach out to us, their voices breaking through the veil that separates our world from theirs. Electronic voice phenomena, or EVP, is one of the most well-documented paranormal occurrences. Investigators have long used recording devices to capture disembodied voices during their ghost hunts. But what happens when these voices bleed into our everyday devices, such as radios? Some say it's a sign that spirits are trying to communicate more directly, using our own technology as a conduit. Chapter 6: Real-Life Paranormal Cases. We've received many accounts from individuals who have had disturbing encounters with unexplained radio voices. These real-life cases push the boundaries of what's considered normal. In this chapter, we'll hear some of the most bone-chilling stories.
It started one night when I was tuning my old shortwave radio. I came across a faint signal, and through the static, I heard someone whispering my name. I thought it was my mind playing tricks on me, but then the voice became clearer. It was my grandfather's voice, and he had passed away 3 years ago. I couldn't explain it, but it was real.
This isn't an isolated event. Many people claim to have heard the voices of deceased loved ones through the radio voices that seem to break through the veil of death itself.
I was alone at home, and the radio was on low volume. Out of nowhere, the frequency changed, and I heard a voice call out to me. It wasn't a normal voice ... It was slow, deep, and almost robotic. It kept repeating my name, and I felt an overwhelming sense of dread, like something was watching me. I turned the radio off, but I couldn't shake the feeling that whatever it was ... it was still there.
Chapter 7: Investigating the Supernatural. In this chapter, we join paranormal investigators as they attempt to uncover the truth behind these radio signals. Armed with electronic recording devices, EMF meters, and radios, they set out to capture evidence of spirits trying to communicate through the airwaves. These investigations often take place in locations with high paranormal activity, such as haunted houses, abandoned asylums, and sites where tragic events occurred. The theory is that the residual energy left behind by spirits may manifest as signals that can be picked up by radios or other electronic devices.
We've captured some pretty strange things on our equipment: whispers, screams, even full sentences that we couldn't hear with our own ears but showed up in the recordings later. Some of our best evidence comes from radios tuned to seemingly dead frequencies. But is it just interference, or are we making contact with something from beyond?
Chapter 8: The Fear of the Unknown. Even if you're skeptical, there's something undeniably unsettling about the idea of hearing voices from beyond the grave. Whether it's a trick of the mind, a scientific anomaly, or something truly supernatural, the fear of the unknown is what keeps us awake at night, wondering if we're really alone. Do these voices reveal messages from a hidden world, or are they simply the remnants of forgotten broadcasts? Perhaps the answer lies somewhere in between, something we cannot yet fully understand. Chapter 9: The Strange Pattern Revisited. After sifting through the evidence, one thing became disturbingly clear: these signals aren't just random. There's a pattern to them, and it's growing stronger, more frequent. And now, we've uncovered something even more terrifying. These signals seem to be converging on specific dates and locations. These timelines suggest that these ghostly signals peak during certain cosmic events, solar storms, eclipses, and other natural phenomena. Could these occurrences be amplifying the otherworldly transmissions, allowing spirits or entities to break through? Chapter 10: The Unexpected Call.
Chapter 2: The Unexpected Call.
Who is this? What have you seen?
There are things, voices that I can't explain. I've heard them through old radio sets, voices that tell me things, that warn me. They've told me something is coming.
More and more people like this caller have come forward, individuals who have experienced strange and unexplainable phenomena linked to forgotten radio frequencies. But one thing all of their stories have in common is an ominous warning: something is coming. But what? Chapter 11: The Lost Recordings. During our research, we stumbled upon a collection of old recordings. These tapes, some over 30 years old, were taken from radios that had picked up strange transmissions. Most of these were never released to the public.
Trapped forever, can't escape.
These tapes are filled with disembodied voices, pleading for help, warning of danger, or simply repeating the same phrases over and over again. It's as if they're stuck in some thought loop.
We've analyzed these recordings, and what's unusual is that the voices seem to be layered in a way that suggests intelligent design, but from where? Could these be actual voices from beyond, or some kind of residual energy imprinting itself onto these frequencies?
Chapter 12: The Paranormal Encounter. This is the home of the Thompson family, who, in 1998, experienced a series of terrifying encounters, voices coming through their radios at night, objects moving on their own, and one night, the voices went from warning them to threatening them.
It started as whispers, but then they got louder. We couldn't sleep. We couldn't eat. And then one night, they told us to leave or face what was coming. We didn't listen.
I remember seeing lights coming from their house at odd hours, like nothing I'd ever seen before. And then they were gone.
Chapter 13: The Warning becomes clear. The more we dig, the darker this mystery becomes. These voices, these signals, they're not just random. They seem to have a purpose, something ominous, something beyond our understanding. And it's not just about contacting the living, it's about controlling us. The warnings from the voices have grown more sinister. They speak of something that is coming, an event, a shift, something that will change the world as we know it. Chapter 14: The Final Revelation. This tape was sent to us anonymously. We don't know who sent it, but what's on it might be the most disturbing evidence we've uncovered yet.
We have been watching, we have been waiting, the time is soon.
This is no ordinary transmission. Whoever or whatever sent this message, it's as if they know we're getting closer to uncovering their secret. Chapter 15: Building to the Climax. We're approaching something monumental, something that could change everything we know about the paranormal, and perhaps even the nature of reality itself. These voices may be trying to warn us, but are we too late? Fading in and out of the static, the tension builds as each clip hints at something more sinister beneath the surface. As we edge closer to the truth, the question remains: are these lost radio signals a warning, a cry for help, or something far darker? If you've experienced something similar or have your own stories to share, leave a comment below or reach out to us. We'd love to hear what you've encountered. It may be the key to unlocking this mystery. Remember to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching. Keep your radios close. You never know what you might hear.